In time, you will know the tragic extent of my failings.
Well, that's an optimistic note to start the video on. Hello everyone, Science Viking here, and it's time to continue our playthrough of Darkest Dungeon. We apparently have a new building, which is the Guild.
Make no mistake, we will face ever greater threats. Our soldiers must be ready.
Okay, so in the Guild we can upgrade combat skills. Let's see how that works. Okay. So I can learn new skills, so Mace Bash, which is just a melee attack that deals extra damage on Unholy. Judgment, which damages the enemy and heals the Vestal herself. And then Illumination, which removes enemies' stealth and increases the torch level. Neat. As well as abilities she already has. So she also does already have a melee ability in the form of Hand of Light. I don't see Mace Bash really ever being useful to me, especially since she already has Hand of Light. Illumination, maybe once we start dealing with enemies that have stealth. Judgment could be useful. However, there's the upgrade option. If we were to upgrade this, Instructor Mastery allows skills to be upgraded farther, and Training Regimen reduces the cost of upgrading skills. We don't have enough crests for Instructor Mastery. And so she could potentially unlock Judgment, but that's all she can do. Let's see about the others. Let's see. Benoit, the Jester, could unlock Dirk Stab, which is a good, very close range ability. Finale, which he apparently doesn't have. Solo, which is actually a quite nice ability for him being in back row. I'm tempted to have him unlock Dirk Stab just so that he can operate better at melee range, because we don't really have any good melee people at the moment. And I can't do anything with my two accursed because they're already maxed out, and I can't do anything with the people who are currently being de-stressed because they're not here. So, Dismas could potentially get Wicked Slice to give him a second melee option, or Point Blank Shot, which actually knocks enemies back. Neat. Not sure. Let's see what we got at the stagecoach. We have new recruits. Okay. We have a second Crusader, and then we have an Arablest, a Houndmaster, and well, that's it. And we can't upgrade it because it requires deeds. Alright, so as before, I'm just going to take everybody.
A lawman and his faithful beast. A bond forged by battle and bloodshed.
Alright. Now, to upgrade the stagecoach, I can't even upgrade the hero barracks, so we've just maxed out the hero barracks, which means I suppose if I receive enough deeds from the next quest to upgrade the hero barracks, I could potentially receive everyone who we're going to receive at the end of this quest. Though I suspect that either somebody's going to die or I'm going to have to dismiss someone before the end of this. Alright, so let's see what upgrades can we do. So the tavern uses paintings and crests. Stagecoach we've already seen. Blacksmith uses deeds and crests. The guild uses paintings and crests. This one's still locked. Tavern we've already seen uses paintings and crests. The Abbey also uses busts and crests, so we finally have a use for busts. Sanitarium uses busts and crests. The Nomad Wagon uses just crests. The Graveyard cannot be upgraded.
In time,
neither
you
can the
will know
Memos.
the tragic extent of my failings.
Okay, so basically everything uses crests. Alright, so The highest priority for me is upgrading the stagecoach, and upgrading the stagecoach would use 10 crests, so I really can't upgrade anything else. So, let's see, in regards to upgrading combat skills, Houndmaster currently has Hound's Rush, which is inflicts bleeding, does pretty good damage, does extra damage versus beasts. Cry Havoc, which reduces stress, though it's not guaranteed. Guard Dog, which gives him an increased evasion. And Blackjack, which is just a basic melee attack. So he can fight in the front row, but he's actually probably happiest in one of the middle two positions. You could get Lick Wounds, which will allow him to heal himself. Target Whistle, which marks an enemy and also debuffs them to reduce their protection points, which I assume influences damage resistance. And Hound's Harry, which doesn't do a whole lot of damage, but has a very high chance of inflicting bleed and hits all enemies and can be launched from any position. I'm getting this. Heroes can only have 4 active combat skills at a time. Toggle the skills on and off to change your loadout and watch how it changes the hero's positional strength into the display above. That's what I was doing by accident earlier. And I guess now I can do it on purpose. Well, let's see about our new Crusader. He has Smite, Zealous Accusation, Stunning Blow, Inspiring Cry. Do I want Battle Heal? No, I actually like this combination. For Restalt. So, I want to save some gold, because we, among other things, need to outfit people. So, let's take on a quest. What does this indicate? And we could potentially go to the Cove. I think we're now allowed to attempt everything. So let's see what this one would give me 3 crests. And then a piece of equipment for exclusively the Vestal. This one would give me 3 deeds. And give me equipment for the Grave Robber. This one would also give me 3 deeds and equipment for the Highwayman we don't have. This would give me equipment for the Aura Blessed and 3 deeds. And this one will give me equipment for anyone and portraits. Okay, we don't want portraits. We want crests and deeds. And so I'm actually going to go for another scouting mission in the ruins because it'll give us deeds, which are something we need the most, and equipment for a class that we at least actually have. Now, this guy's going in. Our new Crusader. And I didn't really check what the abilities of the Aura Blessed are. Okay, so the Aura Blessed likes being in the back and has a number of long-range abilities. However, I want to bring the Houndmaster, but I want to see something. So, all of his abilities can be used in either of the 2 middle positions. Let's see about the Houndmaster. All of his abilities can be used in... Okay, so he couldn't use Blackjack if he were in... Actually, I wanted to be in middle front. Okay, so he couldn't use Cry Havoc. So actually I'm going to drop Blackjack for Hound's Harry. And then have him be in middle rear. And then have my Highwayman be in middle front, because all of his abilities can be used in the middle front position. Alright, I think we have a decent team. Now we need to provision the team. We have dog treats apparently. Let's get 1 skeleton key, a decent amount of food. And Viking has to remember that you left click on things to select them. Let's do 1 laudanum until I can figure out how to use it. A handful of torches. I assume you just use laudanum during battle. And, you know, a couple of bandages and a couple of anti-venom. And then some shovels. Get 4 shovels. And embark! Let's see if we can do this. Well-placed supply item can often protect against the hazards of interactive objects you encounter. Well, yeah, but that would require me to understand how to use those items, and I don't, to put it simply.
Pace out the halls of your lineage once familiar, now foreign.
Right, let's go to this room. And they're already stressed. I'm not sure what caused that stress. Okay, so we've got enemies. Brigands. Well, grape shot blast. Would have been nice if that had hit. And Hound's Harry. Hits all of them for admittedly only alright damage, but it causes bleeding damage to everyone. And Dazzling Light, which does nothing. Okay. I'm gonna go with Stunning Blow on the Brigand Bloodletter, which he resisted. But the good news is they're all bleeding.
The will to fight falters.
How? Rain of Whips, everybody dodged. Your hero is bleeding. If you wish, you can use a bandage from the inventory to stop the flow. Right-click on the bandage while it is the injured hero's turn. Okay. You know, yeah, I'll use a bandage. And oh, she can still use her turn. Well, in that case, Divine Comfort heal the whole party a little bit. That was more healing than I expected. And Grape Shot Blast, which missed again. What is your problem, dude? Well, Hound's Harry keeps bleeding up. That did surprisingly much damage. Try Stunning Blow again. Perhaps that was a mistake. But punishment missed, so that's okay. Now I can inflict bleeding with the other guys. I'm gonna keep trying Grape Shot Blast until it hits something. And we debuffed him too. Ah, such a warm and cozy blanket fire. And Divine Comfort going on him again. Just keeping... The Vestal is really extremely useful just because she has the ability to heal the entire party every turn. And Hound's Harry. Partially because if they're killed by bleeding damage, they will leave corpses. Well, let's just go with Smite on this guy. That did pretty good damage. And the Vestal's bleeding again. A lot of people are bleeding. But Blanket Fire missed, so there's that. One of them's dead.
Destroy them.
Let's see if we can make it too. Not using up my only remaining bandage of Divine Comfort yet. Critical healing! I forgot that could happen.
Slowly, gently. This is how a life is taken.
And let's just finish him off with Smite. Wow, that did a lot of damage. And we got crests, as well as 1,600 gold.
Brought low and driven into the mud.
But that was a bit more challenging of a fight than I'm used to. I need to explore 90% of rooms. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 rooms. So presumably all but one, which means we're going to need to double back at least once. Maggots and spiders. If I remember correctly, these guys aren't particularly dangerous. So, just focus on abilities that hit all enemies. Or in this case, abilities that heal the entire party. And this should finish them.
Their formation
Indeed it
is
does.
broken. Maintain the offensive.
Ah, busts. Those are useful. So like I said, the main thing we need is crests. Ah, crap. Now we're surprised. Rend for the old gods. Let's see. Yeah, you're damaged, and so is the Crusaders, which Divine Comfort heal everyone. Move forward 1. Get you in center rear, and then you get hit by Stressful Incantation. That's a lot of stress damage. That too is a lot of stress damage. I'm actually just gonna straight up use Hound's Hair first. See if we can get some bleeding damage. Graveyard Smash. There will be no blood left for the leeches. You advance 1. And now we're in what is close enough to our original party order. Once again, he managed to dodge words. Grave Shot Blast. Now we managed to debuff the enemy. As usual, Divine Comfort is the order of the day. As is Hound's Hair. Okay, now we at least have the most durable of our people in the front, though he is taking bleeding damage. Zealous Accusation.
As the fiend falls, a faint hope blossoms.
Eldritch Push. Tempting Goblet. It gnaws at the back of my mind. And Hound's Harry. Oh, 2 still living enemies dodged it. But one of the corpses is gone, and one of the living guys is a corpse now.
The wounds of war can be healed, but never hidden.
And I'm using Inspiring Cry. We need more torch, we need more healing, and we need less stress. Alright, and now we just have one guy left we have to get rid of. See if you can finish him off with Dazzling
Press
Light.
disadvantage. Give them
Can.
no quarter.
And more busts, and a Blight Charm. Neat. And against my better judgment, let's switch back to the default party order. Curio and a battle, a trap and a curio. I'm still going this way in spite of the trap. Scouted traps will be visible on the ground as you approach them. Select a hero and click on the trap to disarm it. Some heroes are better than others at disarming. Indeed they are, and why am I not surprised that our rogue equivalent is best at disarming traps? Reduced his stress level a bit too. And we found some paintings. Let's torch up a little bit. A little concerned about the Vestal's mental state, though. Did manage to surprise the enemy, so that's a start. Divine Comfort.
Compassion is a rarity in the fevered pitch of battle.
Shot Blast, which utterly failed. Cry Havoc. Alright, that was at least somewhat helpful. An Inspiring Cry. Trying to get the Vestal's stress level down a little bit. Wow. So far nothing has hit, and I had to jinx it. You did manage to resist every status effect they can cause, though. Oop. You take some damage. Stick with Divine Comfort, though. Even though it's not restoring that much health. Grape Shot Blast. And it hit this time. And got some debuffing, too. Hound's Harry. Trying to get them to die from bleeding damage where possible, but also being able to hit all enemies is just useful. Inspiring Cry or Zealous Accusation. Zealous Accusation reduces... actually not sure exactly what it does. Well, it missed anyway. Ah!
Reeling, about to break.
Alright, Divine Grace on the Houndmaster, because he really needs it. Grape Shot Blast. Okay, Quarrel did quite a bit of damage, though she is one of the ones with upgraded armor. Which is good, because she may very well be dead if she were... Oh, crap.
Unbalanced.
That doesn't... It only reduces stress. Well, attack it anyway, and let's hope one of our people gets a turn.
Executed.
One of our people who has healing abilities, that is. And Inspiring Cry. Okay. Let's try and reduce the number of enemies.
The enemy crumbles.
As well, one way to avoid being taken from death's door to just dead is to reduce the number of enemies.
The wounds of war can be healed,
Divine Grace.
but never hidden.
Ah. And he's at death's door again in a single fight. And there's dead weight to contend with. Right. Right. Let's finish off the Bone Defenders. There's only one enemy left. And Divine Grace on the Houndmaster again. We're keeping him alive no matter what it takes. Hound's Harry, see if we can get some corpses. So the corpses can bleed at least. Inspiring Cry. Divine Comfort, because everyone is taking some damage. Alright. All you can do is take out a corpse, so take out a corpse. And Smite. And he's down. Well, we found some food, a shovel, and some heirlooms.
Or is it merely a trick of the light?
Okay. How exactly do we not have enough room in our inventory to carry 2 more busts? Well, let's see. Let's feed everyone. Wait a minute. Let's see if that can reduce our inventory usage. You know, let's drop 1 portrait to make space for more busts. Because it's 2 busts in exchange for 1 portrait. Now let's feed everybody. Okay, he's full. He's not. But he's healed up well enough. And the chest was trapped, and he's bleeding. Now would probably be a good time to use our other set of bandages. Okay, and I'm gonna move to this room. Sack is empty. And where's the other curio? It's getting a little low. Okay, I'm not really sure what just happened there, but it looks like it's the hero's history of... It said something about the hero's history of sin. I wonder what that means. Alright, let's move back to this room. And now there's a battle. Well, I think we can take him. I hope we can take him. Okay, it's just bone rabble. I think we can take him. Move back one. Zealous accusation. Well, that took out the majority of their health. Hound's Harry. Actually, you know what? Cry Havoc on the, Cry Havoc reduces everyone's stress a little bit. Divine Grace on our Crusader. And this time he dodged. This time he didn't. Rear shot blast. That'll eliminate 2 of them. Divine Comfort. I'm gonna have everybody who has a stress reducing ability, I'm gonna have them use that ability to try and get the stress levels a little lower. Cry Havoc. Which didn't work on everyone. Healing Cry, or Inspiring Cry. Should have targeted this. I didn't realize that that has to target a specific person. But that's the end of that. And we found gold.
Remind yourself that overconfidence is a slow and insidious killer.
Yep. Not entirely. I'm still not really sure how to use Laud. Alright, now let's move to this room. Treasure ahead, I'd wager. Let's eat 4 food and regain 5% health. So that's the end of our supply of food. Stashed loot! Found gold. And light up another torch. We are at least close to the end of this quest. Let's move to this room. And a fresh torch. And I'm lighting it up. And our first opportunity to use a shovel.
Even the cold stone seems bent on preventing passage.
Alright, and I believe this will be our last room. And then we will have explored 90% of the room, meaning all but one. Ow. And she's blighted. Well, I think we can fix that. Alright, finally learning how to use some of our equipment. And light our last torch. And we completed the quest. There wasn't a fight in this room. Well, let's return to the hamlet. I'm not pushing my luck.
The great ruins belong to us. And we will find whatever secrets they hold.
Got quite a few crests. And a fair number of busts. No deeds, though. Other than the ones rewarded as part of the quest reward. Right. And resolve level up. Heroes gain resolve EXP for each successful quest. Resolve XP in turn determines the hero's resolve level. Resolve level represents the hero's veteranship and directly acts as stress resistance against the horrors encountered in the dungeons. A low resolve level hero that tries a higher level quest will quickly crumble under the unmanageable stress, or unimaginable stresses. Alright, so Result has lower accuracy for ranged skills, but higher stress heal. Dismas has lower speed if he is injured, but plus 10% scouting chance in the Warrens. And Papon will only drink. That's not entirely good. Placing Unquiet Mind, which is actually less of a problem. So we have an alcoholic Vestal, apparently.
I remember days when the sun shone, and laughter could be heard from the tavern.
Alright. The Survivalist is now unlocked. And some people leveled up. Right. Where is the Survivalist? Or what does it mean that the Survivalist has been unlocked? Okay, so we're at maximum capacity. We could potentially recruit a leper. What are his abilities? Okay, so a leper is like a tank type of melee hero. And we don't have enough deeds to upgrade the size of the barracks. So, I believe it's possible to dismiss a hero, so I could potentially dismiss one of my less useful heroes. If so, I'm dismissing one of the two abominations, because they're essentially identical. Slow reflexes, dark temptation, enlightened, and hieromania versus extra stress versus unholy and obsessed with cleanliness. So Paynel is not very useful. Is there an option to yep, I can dismiss Paynel. So I think I'm going to dismiss him. Dismiss the hero permanently, yes, because he's a duplicate anyway.
Shoulders, wild eyes, and a stumbling gait. This one is no more good to us.
And I am receiving our leper. Partially because this gives us more options in regards to having like tank types of heroes. The next thing I'd like is more people with good healing abilities, but really, let's see, Inspiring Tune just reduces stress. Battle Ballad increases abilities. Okay, so yeah, the Jester class doesn't actually have the ability to restore anyone's HP. Check out the Aura Blessed. Rallying Flare, once again, negates stealth and also gives some various bonuses to other people. Sniper's Mark lets you mark a target, but does no damage and reduces the target's evasion. Suppressing Fire and Sniper Shot. So, kind of a support type, but with some direct damage abilities. So, for instance, you can use Sniper's Mark to mark enemies, which doesn't deal to mark a single enemy, and then use Sniper Shot to inflict a whole bunch of extra damage to the marked enemy. Right. And can potentially learn healing abilities as well. Which I would probably give up Rallying Flare to learn Battlefield Bandage. Alright, who's getting de-stressed and how is the first question. Papon is getting de-stressed. A little worrying because Papon is our best healer by a wide margin. And I think Feroy probably should also be de-stressed. So, start by swinging by the tavern, and I think our Vestal needs a drink. I think our Vestal needs a large number of drinks. And for not very much cost, I could potentially increase the stress recovery for the bar. I think I'll do that because our Vestal can only drink, and we really need our Vestal to be active as often as possible. So I'll go with that upgrade for now. Alright, and the other person who really needs to have some stress recovery is Feroy, because his stress level got quite high. So, actually, you know, I may as well check to see if the other features of the bar would get stress relief for him. So, Feroy. However, that costs more. That costs $12.50. Let's see where else I can take it. Nah, it'll cost 1250 no matter what. So, yeah, let's send him to the gambling hall. Alright, and oh, here's where the survivalist is.
At home in wild places, she is a stalwart survivor and a strict instructor.
So... not really sure how camping skills even work. But we can upgrade this by reducing the cost of training the camping skills I don't understand. Let's visit the blacksmith. Okay, so we're only giving upgrades to people who have a resolve level of at least 1, because well, frankly, upgrades are for closers. Let's see if we can get... okay, this also requires deeds to upgrade. So let's upgrade the Plague Doctor by 1. And then let's upgrade Dismas. Is already upgraded. What's the other thing? So let's visit the guild. What kind of upgrades can I get Dismas? I don't personally like tracking shot very much, particularly because we're mostly fighting enemies that don't use stealth. Point blank shot, wicked slice, or duelist's advance. Duelist's advance allows him to move forward. Point blank shot deals extra damage and has higher critical chance and can knock enemies back. Wicked slice is just a good melee attack. I'm actually getting him point blank shot so that when the enemy uses a pull ability and drags him into melee range, he can punish them for doing that. Okay. So what is upgraded using busts? I'm not sure. Stagecoach is deeds. Stagecoach. Blacksmith is also deeds. Guild is paintings. Survivalist is just crests. Oh. Bar is paintings. Abbey is busts. Okay, so the Abbey is upgraded by a combination of busts and crests. And then Sanitarium is upgraded by a combination of busts and crests. Alright. Well, I actually have 3 crests to spare. And the Nomad Wagon, I remember, is just crests and nothing else. And a lot of them, and the graveyard cannot be upgraded.
In time, you will know the tragic extent of my failings.
I think I'm going to upgrade the treatment library. Because I have 3 crests to spare while still having enough crests left over to upgrade the hero barracks, which is something I want to do when I have enough deeds.
The front line of this war is not in the dungeon, but rather inside the mind.
So let's visit the Nomad Wagon. Focus Ring increases accuracy and critical chance, but apparently reduces the chance to dodge. Bleed Charm gives bleed resistance, but reduces the chance to dodge. Debuff Charm gives debuff resistance. And the Move Stone. None of those really impress me. Let's see, what do I have? I can give someone Blight Resist. I can give the, okay, so I'm giving Dismas the Archer's Ring. And I'm giving our Arablist, whose name I can't pronounce, the Vengeful Greaves. Alright. And because we don't have enough crests, what is this? I don't know. So the other question is, do we need anybody else? Does anybody else really need a break? Reynold actually could use... Since I'm probably not going to bring Reynold on the next mission. But actually it would be more useful to give Result, this is the wrong amenity I wanted to give the Blacksmith, to upgrade his armor, because, well, he's basically our tank. Alright. However, I would say this video is already almost 40 minutes long, and if we start another quest, it'll get even longer. So, I'd say it's time to end this video. So, as usual, thank you all for watching. I love you all, and I will see you next time.